Best wishes to all my viewers. Wherever you are, hope all are safe, secure, and doing your best. Warm welcome to my YouTube channel. There is an old saying, what goes around comes around. I'm going to tell you a story taken from life, and I am asking you to pass it on. Let this light shine everywhere. Just pass it on to a friend and help build a loving world. I request all to just pass it on to a friend to help build a loving world. One evening, a man saw an old lady stranded on the side of the road. Even in the dim light of the day, he could see she needed help. So he pulled up in front of her Mercedes and got out. His Pontiac was still sputtering when he approached her. Even seeing the smile on the stranger's face, she was worried. She looked really worried. No one had stopped to help her for the last an hour or so. Was he going to hurt her? The man did not look safe. He looked poor and hungry. The man could see that she was frightened. Standing out there in the cold, he knew how she felt. He said, "I'm here to help you, ma'am. Why don't you wait in the car, where it is warm? By the way, my name is Bryan Anderson." Well, all she had was a flat tire, but for an old lady, there was enough. Bryan crawled under the car, looking for a place to put the jack, skinning his knuckles a time or two. Soon he was able to change the tire. But he had to get dirty and his hands really hurt. As he was tightening up the lug nuts, she rolled down the window and began to talk to him. She told him that she was from St. Louis and was only just passing through. She could not thank him enough for coming to her help. Bryan just smiled and closed her trunk. The lady asked how much she owed him. Any amount would have been all right with her. She already imagined all the awful things that could have happened had he not stopped. Bryan never thought twice about being paid. This was not a job to him. This was helping someone in need, and God knows there were plenty who had given him a hand in the past. He had lived his life that way, and it never occurred to him to act any other way. He told her that if she really wanted to pay him back, the next time she saw someone who needed help, she could give that person the assistance they needed. And Bryan added, "And think of me." He waited until the lady started her car and drove off. It had been a cold and depressing day, but he felt good as he headed back home, disappearing into the twilight. A few miles down the road, the lady saw a small cafe. She went in to grab a bite to eat and take her chill off before she made the last leg of her trip home. It was a dingy looking restaurant. Outside were two old gas pumps. The whole scene was unfamiliar to her. The waitress came over and brought a clean towel to wipe her wet hair. She had a sweet smile, one that even being on her feet for the whole day could not erase. The lady noticed that the waitress was nearly 8 months pregnant, but she never let the strain and aches change her attitude. The old lady wondered how someone who had so little could be so giving to a stranger. Then she remembered Brian. After the lady finished her meal, she paid with $100 bill. The waitress quickly went to get change for her $100. But the old lady had slipped right out of the door. She was gone by the time the waitress came back. The waitress wondered where the lady could be. Then she noticed something written on the napkin. There were tears in her eyes when she read what the lady wrote. You don't owe me anything. I have been there too. Somebody once helped me out the way I am helping you. If you really want to pay me back, here is what you do. Do not let this chain of love end with you. And under the napkin were four more $100. Well, there were tables to clear, sugar bowls to fill, and people to serve. But the waitress made it through another day. That night, when she got home from work and climbed into the bed, she was thinking about the money and what the lady had written. How could the lady have known how much she and her husband needed? With the baby due next month, it was going to be so hard. She knew how worried her husband was. And as he lay sleeping next to her, she gave him a soft kiss and whispered soft and low, everything is going to be all right. I love you, Bryan Anderson. Takeaway from the story. Kind people are like stars. You don't always see them, but you know they're always there. So stay blessed. Thanks for watching my channel. Please react, comment, and subscribe if you like. Wish you all only the best. Thanks and gratitude. Humanity is really the human religion.